Or I might be interested in seconding that, but can I just say it in plain? Wait,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
froze for a second. Can everyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So just to summarize the resolution in just plain words, we're basically saying that we would prefer to not consolidate the schools themselves, but to consolidate the SU at the SU level if we can maintain all of the services that we're currently receiving. Correct?
Right.
Okay. So I'm in favor of, prefer to maintain how we're running, but obviously if consolidation has to happen, my preference would be to have it happen at the SU level, not at the school level. So I would second this resolution.
All right.
So maybe only add that I don't think there's any guarantee. The legislature is going to have to approve any redistricting before it takes effect. And so this resolution, I think, doesn't really say we want to do anything, but it says to the redistricting commission that we'd rather see it, if there is going to be consolidation, we would rather see it at the SU level than at the district level.
Yeah.
And I think come January, after they make their recommendations, there will probably be big fights. And when people see actual proposed mergers, there might be more opposition than there was last spring. And I'd be hopeful the whole thing might collapse. But in any event, I think it's a good idea to get our view out to the commission before they move ahead too much further.
I'm aligned, Dave.
Union to all our schools in the state. That's what you're trying, that's what we're going for, right?
Yeah.
Right, and that we would still be a district, and so it would still be our decision as to whether we wanted to consolidate our schools or not. We couldn't be outvoted by folks in Springfield or Brattleboro.
But I guess my question is, when we say SU, we're saying TRSU, or we're saying LMH remains, like we're maintaining the integrity of our individual district that we have here over our two schools.
Right, and the Green Mountain Board would continue, but it could be that TRSU might merge with Wyndham Northeast, or with Springfield, because again, the legislation says that they should, where practical, have a minimum of 4,000 students per SU.
So what we're saying too is that LMH would follow or would remain tied with Green Mountain.
Depends upon how the split occurs. So basically what would happen is you have the same structure you have now, where you have an administrative board, and then you've got your two districts, except you probably have kind of 15 districts under that administration. But they'd all still be distinct districts, just like you have under the structure. There just would be more of them.
Right, but the resolution doesn't, back years ago, we talked about joining Mill River instead of Green Mountain. And the resolution doesn't express any opinion about how we as a district, what union we would want to be in. It only says that, again, that we don't want to be merged as a district, and that we're ready to consider being an enlarged SU if it's going to be able to provide the services at a reasonable cost. So there's a lot that it doesn't say.
Yes, it says a supervisory union, not, yeah.
So a future supervisory.
So what I think I'm hearing, and maybe hopefully clarifying for people and not muddying, is it would be sort of like how many ever years ago when we were the Rutland-Windsor Supervisory Union and we had school boards. I think we had 5 at the time. It was Ludlow Elementary School, Black River High School, Mount Holly Elementary School. Help me out. I'm losing.
Plymouth.
Plymouth, thank you. And
ESU.
And then, right, 5 total boards. And so then that was sort of like the first merging of things. And so I think this would be a mimic of that, but obviously now on a little bit bigger scale because we've already done it once. So the idea was, like, in the old days, there was a superintendent in the Green Mountain district that was the superintendent of Chester, Green Mountain, and Cavendish. We joined forces with them as step 1 of Act whatever it was that year, and made TRSU, where we combined 2 supervisory unions, our Rutland-Windsor Supervisory Union and their, I don't remember what they were, Windsor Southeast maybe, Supervisory Union, and we became TRSU. So what I imagine now is us joining with another close by supervisory union and becoming a different, set of letters. Does that make sense or muddy it? Sorry.
That makes sense. I think the SU would be the umbrella structure still, just the way it is for our 2 Green Mountain and LMH boards, that you could imagine to get to 4,000 to 8,000 students, you're going to be talking teaming up with a lot of neighbors, but your distinct school districts under that new, much bigger SU.
And I think the key to it, Dave, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it is keeping the control of our local boards and our town having input and representation versus maybe 1 or 2 people from a county having representation. Am I still? Yeah. Okay. I feel like it's just Craig and I all of a sudden. Everybody's out there, right? Okay. So I've heard a motion and I think Katie seconded it. Are there other comments or discussions about it?
And I just want to point out too, it says in the resolution, while maintaining local democratic engagement, oversight, and accountability. So to that point.
Right. That's the important part, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we have a motion and we have a second. And our other discussion? All right. All those in favor of adopting the resolution read by Dave. Dave, does it have a title?
I call it could be called a school district statement.
Okay.
Or if someone has a better title, go for it.
Ask ChatGPT.
All right. So we have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution as read by Dave. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And anybody opposed? And if you're online, I'd ask you to voice that. Hearing none, it passes. All right, so Dave, you'll take care of getting that to the right places?
I will.
Perfect, thank you. Policies. It just says.
Sorry about that. So that was just a standard placeholder that was talked about, so that if you have policies that were
Yep, that's what I thought.
done the second read on.
We have none at this time. We already did the one earlier.
Yeah. So what happened is what's scheduled for September is Sydney did a big review of our current policies compared to any kind of changes due to state and federal mandates. And so you're going to get a whole heap of new ones for September. Most of them are just minor wording changes. What I'll do is I'll put a grid together to tell you if the policy changes are substantive, if there's something big that they actually changed. Most cases, all they're doing is they're just providing clarifying information. They're clarifying the wording. So.
Okay. So we'll have lots of policies in September. Then, go ahead.
Possible, can you like highlight in yellow or do something so that we can easily see what's new without,
Yeah.
a
Yep.
little. Thanks.
All right, so we'll look forward to that with highlights and then public comment. Again, I can't see, so Lane, I'm relying on you.
None.
None. Future meetings and agenda items. We do have a meeting in Mount Holly on September 10th. And we've added a few things to the agenda, such as efficiencies, climate and HR surveys, a bunch of policies.
If possible, information about the cost of the roof.
Oh, yeah, right. Facilities sort of estimates. Perfect. Thank you for remembering that. Anything we're forgetting? No. And then our self-evaluation, which I have to scroll, hang on. Oh, is it not attached? No, there it is. All right. We were given the agenda and background material and read them prior to the meeting. I think we did good. Board members were respectful of each other, the public and the administration.
Yes.
Everybody feels good about that. The board members handled conflict openly and constructively. I'm seeing heads nod. Thank you. We were focused on the role and the responsibility of the board. I think we did a good job on that one tonight. Board members acted as a team once a decision had been made, and we worked collaboratively throughout that decision-making process.
Yes. Yes.
Good. All right. And then we did have space on here for an executive session. We do need that, correct, Lane?
Yeah, that's for the discussion with Greg on contract.
Yep. Okay. So I would look for a motion that the board finds that premature general public knowledge regarding the negotiations of the principal's contract would clearly place the board and the individual involved at a substantial disadvantage, as public discussion could compromise the board's negotiation strategy.
You can do the second part too.
I can? All right. I usually do them separate. And then a motion that says further move that the board enter into executive session to discuss the principal's contract negotiations under provision VSA 313A1A.
So you moved it, you're looking for a second?
Well, usually I ask you guys to move it and I just read it so that it's clear. I don't know.
I'll second.
Thank you. All right. And then Lane, do you want to make sure that we are in executive session, and who are we inviting? Craig and
Lane.
Lane.
So 7:14. So moving is going in.
Back from executive session at 8:24. Have you let people back in who are in the waiting room, Lane? Amber's there.
There's only the two.
Okay. All right, so everybody's in? Yes, everybody's in?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so we're back. And then did somebody want to make a motion?
Yes, I will make a motion that the board has considered in some depth and in good faith the request for reconsideration of Craig Bader's salary and or benefits for the 25-26 school year, and has decided to maintain the salary and compensation it voted on in the spring of 2025.
All right, so that is Julie's motion. Is there a second?
I will second that.
Thank you, Katie. All right, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, then I would ask us for a voice vote and to go around the room. Can we start in the real room and then we'll do the Zoom room?
So I vote no.
Thank you, Dave. Jamie?
I vote yes.
Thank you. Julie?
I vote yes.
Thank you. Jen?
Vote yes.
Sorry, you cut out when you said it.
Yes.
Katie, can you mute? Because I think that's why Jen is cutting out. Thank you. Jen, can you say it again? Sorry.
Vote yes.
Okay, thank you. Katie Benson?
Yes.
Thank you. And Katie Kay?
I vote no.
Thank you. All right, so 4-2. Did I do my math right? Somebody verify with me?
Verified.
Thank you. All right. And that means that, Craig, you will have 15 days to sign your contract, and we will meet again in the spring of 26. All right. And then let me get back to my other agenda here. And then go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Do we have a second for that?
I second that.
Thank you. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, thank you. And we'll see you guys in person in a few weeks.